Hello children, how are you all? Hope everyone is fine. Welcome to English class of class 6. Today we are going to know about our first unit. In this we have three readings. Reading A, Reading B and Reading C. Here on the Reading A we have Peace and Harmony, and under Reading B we have I Want Peace, and under Reading C we have Grand Contest in the Forest. So first we'll try to know about this story. In this section we have a beautiful story about peace and harmony. Okay, so this is a beautiful story related around different animals which all stay in the forest. Okay, so there are number of animals and birds and everyone is staying very happily in that forest. So there are some other characters like jackal. So this jackal, as every time it is known for its cunningness, enters the forest and starts polluting the minds of these animals and slowly starts putting all fights between them. So they all start to divide themselves by putting partitions around their houses. Okay, so they start doubting on each other. The jackal's plan was to eat all of them by separating them. Okay, so the jackal are finally won them, and what happens is all of the animals were actually not meeting each other anymore. In the beginning, before the jackal came, all of them tried to have musical parties, dances, songs together. But there was no difference shown between them. But once the jackal has entered, the scene totally changed. All of them started doubting each other. So now, this was not at all seen happily by the moon god. So the moon god, he tries and transforms in the form of a sadhu, the rishi or sage. He enters into the forest and he meets each and every animal in person. And then what happens is he tries to tell them that they all should always stay united. Meanwhile, the jackal tries to go to a hen's house and try to kill the hen and eat it. So then what happens is the sadhu comes in between the jackal and the hen. Then the jackal actually suddenly jumps on the sadhu and drags him out of the house and starts killing the sadhu in front of all animals. So he tears it into pieces and pieces. The sadhu is now no more. So finally now the jackal's stomach is like bloating. It is becoming bigger and bigger in size. Okay, so it could not bear the amount what it has eaten and finally it will blast. Okay, so like that the jackal finally died, and there comes a great light finally and a voice of moon god. It comes out of the jackal stomach and says, "May all my animals rest in peace and stay in peace. May all of them be together," and that is harmony. When finally they wanted the peace and harmony to be restored in the forest. So actually they were all together. Finally entrance of jackal made everyone apart, and finally the moon god keeps all of them together. So the sun god and stars, all of them were again invited by all animals and they started partying again. So the moral of the story is anyone who is trying to pollute anyone will actually not be holding that for long. What remains is people who are united should always stay united and peace should be spread in all the minds of people. Okay, now with the same note, peace and harmony, we have another reading B. Here we have a poem under the name I Want Peace. Here our Mother Earth's feelings are actually given. So if you see your page number 15 in your textbook. So the poem starts like, I am big and round. So in each and every stanza, the Mother Earth will be saying, I am big and round, I am big and round. So actually the feelings of Mother Earth are explained to us through her voice, saying that I am always staying for your people, I am there for each and every problem of yours. I am trying to save you, I am trying to listen to you. But people never listen to me. They always actually fight with each other. They are killing each other. They are yelling and shouting at each other. What is actually happening is finally they are actually destroying the peace of mothers. The lines actually convey us like I touch the feelings of people. I worry about the future of the people of me. I cry for help from God. I'm trying to reunite them. I'm trying to stay from them. But what is happening is no one is actually listening to me. So in this way, in each and every stanza, Mother tries to say that I am big and brown. I understand the problems of people on me. I say grace for all the people. I always accept happiness for the people. But what is happening is no one is actually interested in restoring that peace back to me. Okay, so I dream about my past. This line is said by Mother Earth. So what could be the past of Mother Earth? Mother Earth was like very filled with very much greenery around. It was like very cool place for us to stay on. But what happened is we all tried by polluting it and we all started using it for our own purposes and benefits. And finally what is happening is Mother Earth is no longer in peace. Everywhere we find pollution, pollution, pollution. So finally, Mother Earth is telling me, I try to handle my sorrow. I hope I don't be destroyed. Mother Earth is hoping one day that it won't be destroyed. Why? Because we are using it for our benefits, but there is no one to think about Mother Earth for even a single moment. So finally again the last line saying, I am big and round. Mother Earth is saying that I am big and brown and always I am there for you. Please people try to listen to my feelings and try to stay for me. This is what is said by Mother Earth in this poem. Okay, by stanza reading you can clearly get the information from each and every stanza, like how the Mother Earth is feeling about the people, we the people. Okay, so this is what about the reading we are about peace poem. Next, we move to the reading C. Here, grand contest in the forest. So we have a grand contest set up in a forest. The story actually begins with the god, who is actually one of the characters. The name of the god is taken with the great one. So here the god is a great one, and God actually announces like different gods, sun god, moon god, and every god here, they are like the judges. So they try to announce a great prize for all the people in the garden. They wanted everyone to prove who are best at themselves. Okay, like we all are best at doing our own things, right? Someone is best at doing something, the other is best at doing something else. So here God gives them a chance to prove what they are best at. Okay, so here the story starts like all the animals and trees, they are actually discussing about what they are best at. So here the story actually starts with the elephant telling that it is actually best at bringing good fruits, fresh fruits directly from the branches, and then bear will tell that it is good at and best at, of course, bringing at the nectar, that is honey. And next all our trees will discuss like landburn tree. It is having all yellow golden flowers. So it says that I am actually good at having these yellow flowers. So whenever someone is looking at me, it appears like my tree is giving a golden rain drops. Okay, and even Gulmohan tree will say that I have good number of red colored flowers. I appear like a radiant sky. Okay, so all these lines, everything is discussed in our textbook. And then even Palash tree also says that I will save some of the flowers for the great one. Tomorrow when the great one comes and decides our prize, so all of us must be ready. So here our squirrel was actually busy and also it was like helpless. It feels like it was the only one, couldn't get anything that it is best at. Finally, after looking at all the animals, all the trees, doing something or the other to prove themselves as best, squirrel even gets an idea that it should also do something. So always we heard it that always the trees are, the forest is actually growing bigger and bigger because of the squirrel. So the squirrel is actually having a habit of sowing the seed whatever it is eating. Okay, so whenever it is eating any fruit or any fruit, whatever it is, it immediately tries to sow that. Okay, so what happens is without notice of the squirrel is actually growing a big forest. So it thought that this might be my own talent. So immediately the squirrel started gathering all the different dry branches. Okay, so in those branches it started hiding all the dried seeds, and it actually made it up like a lump, and it pulled it together, and all the bunch it kept aside. Then the next day when the great one actually came to announce the prize, all of the animals started putting before the god what they were bested. Okay, so now it's the turn of the squirrel. Squirrel finally runs to the great one and says that it is actually bested, so saving these dried seeds. Okay, so now it's turn of Mother Earth. Mother Earth, so that is the great one. So the great one actually becomes shocked. It is like having a great shock to everyone. Like everyone is thinking only about what we are today. Every other animal were telling that what they are bested only for today. But the squirrel has a great thought about the next day or for tomorrow. Why? Because the seeds actually gave life. So that is why everyone slowly understood that all of us are only thought about today, but squirrel actually thought about the next day or the coming generation. So all of the animals then finally said that let's all cheer for the squirrel. And finally the grand contest in the forest was won by the squirrel. So finally, by the restoration of peace, even without any hurdle or any thought, it was a winner. No one actually denied it, right? Okay. So everyone in your own voice, single voice, they said that squirrel must be winner. Okay, now everyone should actually have a thought about tomorrow. That is what is a squirrel moon. So this is unit 1. Under the readings, these 3 readings, we have different sections. Try to read the lesson and try to understand the summary, children. Thank you.